Okay. All right. So we are going to um, get our lab started. Okay. Now, remember what I'm showing you is recommendations on how all your labs should go. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is um, create our diagram. All right, and network, network location, network symbols, 3D. Okay, and switch. Let's put it over here. Duplicate and duplicate. Okay. Actually, let's first of all. Um, no, here. Switch one. And okay. All right. And let's combine these or group these together. All right. So now, good. Okay. Now, my devices are there, and now we're going to log into our devices here. Close. Close. Yes. And use my batch file here to bring all these up. Alright. And this goes over here. Up here. Down here. Okay. Okay, now, this is... Okay, first of all, let's go ahead and... Come on. Okay. There we go. Alright, and... Okay, so... Oops. Alright. Alright, default those. Now, this particular switch here, okay, this is a working switch. So, what I'm going to do is, I am going to, save this config here. All right, by going to here and documents. Now we're going to go into here. All right, and delete. Change settings. Go to logging. All output. Save. Oops. My bad. settings. That's why I always have this folder open to make sure that that file loads or pops up. Okay, all right, save, apply, and there she goes. Okay. All right. Make sure she's in there, and she is. So let's go ahead, close this. Actually, now we can. Okay, very important now. This said that the configuration has been modified. If I erase the config and then say yes here, I'm saving the config back. I'm actually erasing it and then saving the config back, undoing the erase. So pay attention to that message when it comes up very carefully. So now, go back into Putty. And bring up COM2. Alright, and let that load. Alright, so now. Okay, so let's go back to our diagram as that is doing its thing. Okay, so now we are going to create, connect our devices. How do I want to do this? You know what? Let's just do it like this. And alright, so, and boom. Let's go ahead and let's bring these forward. Alright, and now they look good. So now let's go into text. Actually, it's G for this one. Can't be a 0 because switches always start with 1 and routers start with 0. So 1 here. Alright, and we're going to fill this. Why that happened, who knows? Okay. Bring this over here. Alright. Yes, I do this every time, no matter what. Okay? Alright, no matter what. There's never a lab that I would do without doing this first. Okay? Alright? And there's a reason for it. Okay? And you will learn the hard way. Try doing a lab without a wiring diagram and watch you screw up 24/7. Okay? Whether you're doing it at work or doing it at home, okay, you're going to plug something in wrong because you decided not to do a wiring diagram. All right, now we go back and make sure we're not. Oh, we're not ready yet. Duplicating our port numbers. Okay. All right. So GO1, GO2, FAO2, FAO1, FAO1, and this will be a duplicate. Okay. Okay. So now, this is done before we do anything. Okay. All right. So now, let's bring up our devices. Okay. All right. Okay, we're getting rid of that. Is that here? I think it's on config T. No service. We're trying to stop that message from coming up. I got to get rid of that sound. Okay, matter of fact, we're going to do that here shortly. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now before I forget. Okay, so that sound's gone now. Okay, so remember, anytime your text is interrupted, just hit the tab key. It'll bring you back. Okay, there it is. All right, config. TFTP load config files. Okay, so we're going to say no service config. Told you, question mark is your friend. Okay, that's going to stop that message. Okay, and it should, and if it comes up again, then I'm going to do a research because that is really annoying. Okay, so we're going to say host name, switch 1. Host name, switch 2. Host name, switch 3. Okay, so now we're going to bring up 1 and 2. Alright, and we're going to bring that down here. Okay, looking at our diagram at the same time and making sure we are hooking these up correctly based on our diagram with the console messages. So first of all, and I got one of my cheap ass cables here. Alright, so switch 1, which would be GO1. Okay, to switch 2, which would be FAO1. Now, these are not crossover cables. Okay, so I might have to make some. Luckily, I have ends and new crimpers that I just ordered here recently. Because obviously the newer switch that are gigaports, okay, GO1 to FAO1, probably has auto MDX. So that's why that worked. Now, coming from switch 1 again, GO2. okay, goes to FAO2 on switch 3. Alright, meaning that we gotta close this and bring up switch 3. Okay? Okay? Interface FAO3. Okay, so that's wrong. Okay? Because this is supposed to be 2. This is why we do this. Okay? So I hooked it up into the wrong port. Okay, so FAO2 and FAO2. Good. Okay, so now that is these two are done. So now let's that one's done. Okay, and this one is done. Alright, so those two are connected. So now we need switch 2. That's switch 2 and switch 4. Switch 2 and switch 4. Okay, and that's going to be FAO2. FAO2 to 4 FAO2. Okay, so that's not going to work. I need a crossover cable for that. So now I got to go make one. So I'm going to end this, and I'll come back and make my third video. And do. Alright, so I had to split this into several videos because I ended up having some type of sound technical issues. And eventually fixed it by doing this. Okay, which means I was going through the mixer and figured out that somehow Camtasia got muted. I have no idea. I even uninstalled, reinstalled it, copied the file somewhere else. Just in case the uninstall actually deleted them, even though it was telling me that it was going to kill my library, and it didn't do it, but still. Yeah, so I got distracted yesterday and decided to continue on today. So now, so let's go back. Let's kill this. Okay, so now, what were we doing? Okay, first of all, let's move you here, you over here. Oh, you know what? I know what we're doing. Okay, so now we need to go back over to... Okay, let's just do this here. Okay, and... I don't know why these are like this. I need to separate these so I can put it in order. Okay, so now we're looking at switch 3 and switch 4. Okay? Alright? And let's move this up here, this down here, just for my own stuff here. Okay, so now let's go back over and find me a Ethernet cable. And now from switch 2, FAO2, okay, that looks like it's already set up. So let's actually unplug this. I know what the problem is. Okay, so pausing this video here because I gotta make a crossover cable. Duh. All right, so I will be back. Now, in fact, I gotta make 2 of them. Okay, so I will be back. All right, my crossover cables are made. Excuse me. All right, so let's go back to our diagram. Get these out of the way. All right. Back to my diagram. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so now we're going to go to switch 2 and switch 4. Or 1 and 3. It doesn't really matter. So, that's 3. That's 2. So let's move 2 up here. Let's go to switch 4. Alright, and there we go. Okay, so now let's grab one of my crossover cables. Alright, and now we're going to go from switch 2, FAO2. Come on, get in there. Alright, and switch 4, FAO2. Okay, so there we go. So now, looking at switch 2, FAO2, and switch 4, FAO2, and now we're up. So last switch we have, okay, because we can actually grab this and bring this over here now. Alright, that's created. And now, switch 3. Ouch. Alright, switch 3 and switch 4. Okay? Alright, and switch 3, FAO1. Switch 3, FAO1. It's going into the wrong port, and switch 4, FAO1. Okay. Good. Good. Okay, so now, okay, this is one way of doing this, okay? Otherwise, all right, let's bring up switch 1 and switch 2, okay? And let's run the command show CDP neighbors, okay? All right, now this is going to show me what I'm connected to. So for switch 1, okay, switch 1 is what is going on, flapping between FAO24. That's switch 1. Okay, we got flapping going on. What is going on here? All right, first of all, we're going to kill that. Oh, I'll worry about that later. Okay, config T. And let's go ahead and... Alright, what this is MAC flapping. MAC address is flapping from one interface to another, which is GO1 over to 24. I have no idea why that's happening, and I don't really care. So... Alright, that'll kill that. Alright, and we'll go ahead and shut that down. Alright, we're good to go now. What is going on between 2 and 7? What the hell is number 7? 6, 7. This isn't a VMware there because it's shut off. G07 shut. whatever it is coming off of um, my PC, which is fine. I just killed that interface too, and that's eliminated. Okay, so now, now this is something that is not by design. Okay, all right, and I'm telling you right now, all right, I'm having a broadcast storm. Okay, and I wish I had a camera so you could see it. Okay, but what I can do is get rid of all this stuff here while I was making my cables and put you back up here. I can actually record this. Okay, so you can see, and the broadcast storm has stopped. Okay, you know what? I've never seen this before. This is actually pretty cool. Okay, so now, okay, let's bring back up these ports. Interface GO24, no shut. Okay, and that MAC message should no longer be an issue. Okay, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna let it go through its process. Okay, now, why did this happen? Okay, well, I had, I have, and there's no point of recording now because actually I'm sorry. Here it comes again. Okay, my broadcast storm, and let me go ahead and record this. All right. Come on. Yeah, this delays things, but still, it's pretty cool. All right, so now I'm going to show you what a broadcast looks like, which I'm going to tell you. Let's see, camera. Try to catch this before actually. Come on. All right. Okay, let's go here and let's go ahead and share this. Gmail. Oh, shit. I'm still sharing. I messed up, so. Okay, so that's sent. Let's go ahead and go to Gmail here. Okay, yeah, so that's not going to work. All right, we're going to deal with this later. Okay, so let's go ahead and shut this down. And interface GO1. No, 7. Okay, that will kill my broadcast storm. Okay. Alright, so now, what is Mac flapping? So, on this particular device here, alright, actually, let's get you up here. Alright, now, even though I'm off of work, that beep in the background was my PC coming back online. Now, here's the thing. Okay, the broadcast storm is powerful enough, which now is starting to slow down, but it doesn't look like it, so who cares? We'll still be able to do our stuff. it slowed down enough to the point where it even interfered with the wireless connection going to my Fios router. That's how that's how dangerous broadcast storms are. I can't get to the internet because of the broadcast storm. That's okay. I will show you the video afterwards. So now, okay, so let's go back to do show CDP neighbors. All right. So MAC flapping is a switch learning a MAC address on one port, then on another port, then on another port, and it just keeps flapping back and forth. Okay, meaning you got bridging or some type of loop somewhere going on in your physical topology or logical topology. I really don't give a shit at this moment. We'll figure that out later on, but we'll still be able to do our stuff. Okay, so switch 1 is connected to switch 2, G01, FA01. That matches the diagram. Switch 3 is switch 1 is connected to switch 3, G02, FA02. Okay, so good. We are good with that. So now, okay, let us look at switch 4. Okay, wait. Come on now. 3, 2, there it is. Okay, so switch 4, show CDP neighbors. Now, we've already looked at from here to here to here to here, so now I'm going to 4 to kill this, okay? Meaning that I'm only looking at 2 switches to look at what's going on. Now, I got a problem, because FA01, okay, is connected to switch 3, FA01 to FA01. That's good, but 4 to 2 is not correct. Okay, 4 to 2. Okay, that will be this one right here. Now, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to say no shut. Interface G024. No shut. Okay, and now we're going to look at this situation here. As soon as my PC goes through spanning tree, listening, learning stages. Okay? Because remember, I deleted this configuration. Okay, so there is our mismatch. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this completely. Boom. 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 Okay, so now, so this is affecting switch 1 and switch 4. Okay? Alright? So, yeah. We have issues. Now, because my CDP neighbors is not showing up on switch 4, alright, I am going to disconnect switch 4 FA02 and see if my Mac stuff stops. Okay. So now, so this cable, there's something going on with this particular cable. So, what I'm going to do right now, that's not going to work. I don't have any other crossover cables, so we're going to have to stop. Again, I'm going to have to go back and check my cable and come back and, like I said, this is probably going to be a couple of situations. This is really cool, though, because it shows you how a physical bad cable could cause you havoc, okay? All right, and I mean serious havoc. So now, at this point, the broadcast storm has stopped. We figured out what is causing our MAC flapping and our broadcast storm. Okay? All right, so let's stop right there, and I'll be right back. Okay, so next step in our engineering, okay, is to um, take a look at our pinouts here. Okay, so I had drawn out lines and the pins on the left and the right hand side, and used my tester to go one by one, okay, to make sure that my cable is created correctly. This is something that I would do on a regular basis, okay, and as you're looking at this, you'll be like, God, this is ridiculous. I mean, why don't you just use the meter, okay? Guys, ladies, the best thing I can tell you is the more tedious and detailed you are in looking at the problem, okay, the more specific and good you're going to be at your job. Okay? Alright? This is like another Tuesday to me. Drawing this out in a diagram to make sure that my cable that I created is correct. So now, what I'm going to do is we're going to change, okay, our situation where we're going to change 4 and 3 to a different port. Okay, so now we're going to change this to 3. Change this to 3. Okay, and first of all, I'm going to take this out of my tester and go back, which it was FA01, wasn't it? Yes. And I'm going to plug this back in. No. It was 2, wasn't it? Let's go back to our... FA01 and 1 was fine. Okay, so we're going to change this back. Okay, all right. That came up. It was 2, which is actually 4. Four and 2. And we're going to plug this back in to FA02 and FA02. All right. And let's see if my broadcast storm starts up. Wait, the Spanish tree does its calculation. And you know what's funny? I've done nothing but unplug it and plug it back in, and now I'm actually watching a amber port, meaning that I'm having a nope. There it goes. I'm sorry. Okay, so now what we're going to do now, because my broadcast is starting. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to 3 here on switch 4. Okay, and let's see what happens. So we've tested that cable and we know that cable is good. Okay, and I'm not getting anything. So apparently plugging this back into 1, okay, on switch 4, and now it's not doing it. All right. Welcome to IT, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, nope, there it goes. I'm sorry, I was wrong. I'm just not patient today. So now I'm going to switch this port again on switch 4 over to 3. And then over here on and we're going to leave it like that. Okay, because what we have done is isolated that on switch 4, port O2 is bad. A physical bad port on my switch. Okay, all right, and we have gotten that narrowed down. Okay, now I'm going to go through and look at switch 4, do some checking. Okay, on that interface, waiting to see if the broadcast storm comes back up, and it looks like it has. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to move switch 1 over to 3 from 2 to 4, and let's see if that starts us having chaos as well. Alright, so let's go here on 4. Show CDP neighbors. And still nothing. And there goes my broadcast storm again. So this is interesting because switch 3 and 4 are not liking each other. Now, of course, I am killing the loop here. And you know what? Do you know what? I'm going to look at this cheap cable here. And let's see. Because that might be my problem. Alright? And I'm going to go ahead and make another cable. Without this cable. Because I've had problems with this cable before. And you know what? Let's go ahead and test this cable. Alright, remember that cable I cut up? Okay, it was exactly one of these types of cables. These were cheap cables I bought when I got my, back doing my CCNA studies. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm not using a crossover cable. This is a straight through cable. It's testing okay, but because of the last cable I had, I'm going to toss this cable, and I'm going to replace this cable with another straight-through cable. Alright? Meaning that FAO1, GO1, going to switch to GO1. Okay? Alright, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so what we've done is switch 1 to switch 2. Okay, we have brought that up, and we're going to wait for a minute. And no, okay, it's coming back. Okay, there's our MAC addresses. So now we're going to go through here port by port, because obviously this is a situation where this is something that's going on. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to create another crossover cable from these two switches instead of relying on audio, the auto, what is it, MDIX or whatever it's called. But nonetheless, Um, I will see you guys in a minute. Okay, so now I created a crossover cable for the connection for 1 to 2, and I'm not getting anything. So let's go back over to here. So I know my cable's correct. Okay. First of all, oh, never mind. Never mind. Um, okay. So yeah. So let's go ahead and kill this so that doesn't come up in CDP neighbors. Okay. So I'm going to switch this over to port 3 here. Interesting. Um, this should not be. Okay, so let me take this cable off here, and we are going to try this one. Over to here. Alright, did I shut the port down? No, it's not. Okay, so let's go over to 2. VLAN 1 is down. Control C, by the way, to get out of that. That's weird. Okay, so, no. Let's go ahead and reload that. Oh. Oh! Damn it. Okay, so... Wow. Okay, let's wait until these reboot. Alright, because this is way beyond doing a Spanish tree video. We're trying to figure out what is going on with our devices. Alright, so now, if that port does not come back up, I guess we're going to look and figure out what's going on with there. We're going to figure it out. But what is happening now is what's going to happen all the time in your studies. You go to try to set up a topology, and next thing you know, your entire time that you have to study is based on troubleshooting to figure out what the hell is going on with your topology. Is it a cable? Is it a bad port? Okay. Is it a configuration issue? And then next thing you know, it's time for bed, and you have to go back tomorrow to start whatever topic you were trying to study that day. This is normal. Okay, so this is another Tuesday. So we are waiting for these bad boys to boot. We're going to take a look and make sure that we are really doing a fresh config here. Okay. T hosting switch 3. Host name switch 2. Four. Okay, so whenever you select something here, there's no Control C that's needed. Okay, it's automatically copied to your clipboard. All right. Okay, and host name switch 1. Now, if I go from here to here, okay, I'm only copying this, okay, meaning that when I go ahead, it's not going to go to the next line. I have to hit enter in order for that to select. If I select the whole line, that is going to give me a character return as well. All right, so just, nice little note there. Now, I believe that's it. So let's go ahead and Control Z to get back down to here, or you can just hit exit, or the word end. Okay, that will take you back too. So we go back into here. We can exit. We can Control Z, or we can end. Okay, so just give you a nice little thing there. So now, show IP interface brief. Okay, good. Show IP interface brief. Okay, that is weird. Oh, you know what? That's a platform. I mean, iOS thing, or platform thing. So interface VLAN 1. No shut. Not that we need to do that because that's a layer 3 thing, but I just did it. So there was no reason for it. Okay, so VLAN 1 here, we're going to do it here too. Like I said, there's no point of it since we're doing layer 3 issues, not layer 3. But, alright, so now, going back to our diagram here. Alright, so switch 1. Okay, let's close these. So CP neighbors, we're going to go ahead and we're going to kill this one. Okay, so now, FAO1 is still not working. That's just weird. I might have a bad switch here, guys. Which will be the first one. I mean, the new one I just got. And we're waiting. And I'm missing the cable anyway, so switch 2, because I don't have a loop yet. Switch 2 to switch 3. Okay, and switch FAO2. And what are you doing? Alright. I gotta recable the whole damn thing, so give me a second. Because I was moving things around. So that means now we gotta start from scratch. So now, let's get rid of you. So, FAO1 to FAO1 to FAO2 to FAO2, and that's not coming on. Oh my Lord, what is going on? Switch 2. Okay, let's try another cable. That was one I just made. Let's go back to the diagram. And we're doing FAO2 to FAO2. Now let's try to do a straight through cable. And the straight through cable works, but the crossover cable does not. And that's not right. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go back here. Do show CDP neighbors. Okay, that comes up. That's not right. So what's going on? What is going on? You must have mislabeled something here. No, you're doing this wrong. Okay, so this. Okay, so that's why we use CDP neighbors. You plugged it into the wrong one. So switch 1 to switch 2, boom. Then switch 2 to FAO2 switch 3. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so there it goes. All right. So show CDP neighbors. Okay, so now switch 3 is connected to 1, like it's supposed to, and 2 and 3, which is good. So now switch 3 FAL1 is actually going to connect to switch 4 FAL1. All right. Okay, so now switch 3 is connected to 1 and 4. Alright? And now switch 4 should be 2 and 3. Okay, so switch 4, FAO1 is connected. So now to create my loop, I need to do FAO3 to FAO3. 2 and 4. Okay, so now let's see what happens now. Okay, so let's take a look at, and there goes my broadcast storm again. Okay, so, now let's go back up here to switch 1. Mac flap on 1 and 7. And you know what's funny? As I'm looking at this, if PC1 is connected to port 7, how do I have a... So you know what? Let's actually take a look at... Oh, no, wait a minute. I deleted VLAN.dat. What is going on? What the hell? Something's definitely funny going on with this switch here. It's not doing what I'm asking it to do. Okay, so now, um, okay, so now we got forwarding. All right, which, hold up. I'm just troubleshooting here. We're not doing any real lesson here. They're all set to the same priority. Okay, so let's go back down to the MAC address here. 0014 000. So this should be the root bridge. IEEE, 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 IEEE. Okay, so there it is. So this bridge is the root. All right, because that's what I was looking for. All right, so that is correct based on the MAC address. All right, since all the priorities are the same. All right, so this is forwarded. This is forwarded. No. There's no blocking. That's why we have the bridge here. What is going on? Okay, so switch 2 is the root. Okay, so if that's the case, come on. Okay, so you're the root. Okay, so that means, okay, you, come on, Kyle, pay attention, hit the right key. All right. So those are forwarding. Okay, so now let's record. Switch 1 MAC address. Switch 2. Will you stop doing that? Okay, and let's go to switch 2. Come on, man. There we go. Switch 2. What the hell? Oh, okay. I'm. Come on, Kyle. All right. So, switch 1 is here. Okay. Switch 2 is here. Oh, Lord. All right, and let's go to 3. And 4. Okay, so now they're all the same priority. Okay, obviously this is the root bridge. So from this perspective, okay, all right, this is going to be the root port. Come on. All right, so that's the report. Okay. Now, all right, let's go over to switch 1 and look at our cost priority for, which is 19, and let's take a look at 3. Okay, so this is interesting because I have a port that is a gigabit port and one that is a 100 megabits per port, and they're recording the exact same path. But that part's okay. Okay. Now, this is going to be the report. All right, that gets us the root bridge. Now, this one, okay, to determine which one is going to be our root port, okay, I am going to say that it's going to be FAO1 because paths 1, 2, 1, 2 are the same, and the tiebreaker is going to be the lowest MAC address. So let's go to 3. And FAO2 is the root. Why? Not what I'm expecting. Let's make sure I got this cabling right. Show CDP neighbors. 1 is going to 4. 2 is going to 1. Okay. All right. So it looks like something is amiss here. So let's go back. So span a tree. Okay. This is the report. I don't know why. Which means I have to go back to my documentation and apparently read up on spanning tree because I'm missing something, or something is not acting right here. All right, so now let's go back over to 5. So this is the report. Now that means between here, one of these ports should be blocking, and if this port here is designated DSG, and let's figure out what color we're going to make this. Alright, and dude, are you serious, yo? Come on. Okay, meaning that on 4. One is forwarding, and one is the root port. Now that is really, come on. What the hell is going on here? All right. Okay, so I'm laughing because these switches are confused. Okay, so now this has a cost of 57 when it should have a cost of 15. This is so weird. Okay, so if you look at this, okay, every one of these ports are forwarding. Guys, I have never seen this ever. No wonder we have a broadcast storm. Okay, so I've never seen anything like it. Okay, something is odd. So let's go over to switch 2. This is actually amazing. The coolest thing I've ever seen as far as a incident that pops up and I have no idea what's going on. Okay, literally putting my thinking cap on. Okay, this bridge is the root. Let's go over to switch 1. Okay, GO1, okay, which is what we want, is the root port. That makes sense. Okay, now let's bring up 3 here. Let's move this over here. And okay, so first of all, we're going to do this way here. Old school way. Because I need to be able to see my diagram too. Alright, so now let's go over to switch 3. Alright, and the path to the root is 19. That's impossible. First of all, okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. It's 38. Okay, so that's correct. Okay, so now this is 19. Alright, this bridge is a root. This is 38. And for some reason, this bad boy is going in the wrong direction. Alright? It has a cost of 57. Okay, So we're going to say show spanning tree. Alright. Oh, VLAN 1 interface. I thought that was there. Okay, interface FO3 and FA1. What the hell, yo? Why are you doing this? You know what? I'm going to change the cost to 10. Okay? So now, yo, what is going on? That is not supposed to happen. Okay, and you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to change. First of all, let's go back here. And no, I'm going to make this the root. No. Oh, I'm in an interface. So now this will change. Okay, and you know what? Now I'm finally getting a blocking port now. Okay. Bam. Yo. Okay, so now I can actually go back into here. And now, wow. I have never seen Spanning Tree act like this ever in my entire networking career, and I'm glad I got it recorded. Wow. This is amazing. Okay, so what we have done now is we have made we had to literally when this switch is the root. Okay, for some guys, there's something going on with switch 4. Okay, now how would you fix this in an environment? Most likely upgrade the iOS. Okay, so now, so first of all, show version. Okay, I would try to change. Oh, this is the 3550, not a 3560. Okay, and now, okay, now, 3550s in my experience in my lab has always been finicky, and I had no idea that I had a 3550 here. Okay, I don't know if this is a compliance or damn, what is the word I'm looking for? Working together is the word I'm looking for, but not the word I'm looking for. Compatible. Maybe they're not compatible as far as these versions of running Spanning Tree correctly and smoothly. So now, what I'm going to do is, um, no broadcast storm, guys, none. Which will make sense because I can't have one if I have a blocking port, which I don't have a blocking port now. Now, you know what? I'm going to show you because now I can actually get to the internet. All right. Okay. So first of all, stop. The hell was that? Okay. Are you downloading? Dude. Oh, you know what my problem is? My problem is this. I got mouse issues today. Okay? Try now. Try now. Dude, are you kidding me? Come on. You know what the problem is? I know what also the problem is. Hold on for a second. Okay. All right. So now, um, so we're going through our listening and learning stages now. Okay. Still learning. Okay. Still learning. Okay, so now we're forwarding. Now we can refresh here. Okay. Now, let's go back to my documents. And where the hell did I save that? Is it on the desktop? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now let's take a look at this config. Okay, so let's go into here. Let's configure that, which again, that's not my issue here, but let's just get access to the switch. Okay. So the VLANs are not going to be in there. And let's take a look at you. Okay, so now I gotta figure out. This is like troubleshooting galore with this situation. So IP config. Okay, we're not pulling an IP address. So now let's find out why. Um, Not pulling an IP address. Um, Switch ports access VLAN 10. Switch port mode access. Switch port. Alright, do show interface truck. Alright, so FAO 24 is a truck. Alright, so that's going over to there. So do show IP interface brief. Alright, and ping 192.168.1.2. We can get there, okay? So now, telnet 192.168, because it's my only way of getting there. 1.2. Show VLAN brief. There it is. Okay. All right. So let's kill this interface and re-enable it. Okay, did I not get? All right, so it looks like I am pulling. Okay, but not the right. Those are not it. That's not it. You're putting on 169 again. Okay, so telnet 192.168.1.2. On switch 1. Okay, nothing is in VLAN 10. So this has not changed. But I don't need anything in FAL 10. And I only have VLAN 10. Okay, so that's correct. All my ports are in VLAN 1. So files is FAL 20. So that means this is incorrect. Okay, notice what I just did there. All right, no switch port access VLAN, meaning I don't have to put the VLAN number. What I have done was eliminate that command with just that, bringing it back to the default configuration, which will be VLAN 1. Okay, as you can see there. So now, disable, enable. Bang. Okay, so now we're back on the internet. Okay, so now, all right, back to Gmail, back to here, download. Okay, what are you doing? Dude, come on. Let's go back here. I just want to download. Thank you. Okay. Boom. Okay. There's your broadcast log. Okay. That's it. All right. Notice that none of these are amber. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, okay, what span and tree is supposed to look like when you have a loop. Camera, where are you? Hang on, I'm getting there. Okay, so now, let's go back to here. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Come on, dude. Let's try this again. What is your problem? Let's do it up here. No. Okay, this one here. The files you're trying to exceed. Why? That's a lot less than the other one. Okay, so let me just take a picture then. Because the other one's 9 seconds. So let's try doing this again. Let's try doing this again. Okay, so now that was on a few seconds. So let's go ahead and share. And now the attachment is there. Okay, so there she goes. Okay, so now no. Let's do this again. Okay, so now let's go back to the beginning, and you can see that port 02 is the blocking port, which we never got to see, and originally because port priorities, root port was in the wrong place, all that stuff. Okay, so now with everything up and running, okay, there is no more broadcast storm, okay, and now you can see how a broadcast storm can give you a very bad day in trying to figure it out, and I'm going to tell you, okay, all right, the bad part about it is, all right, is forgetting about spanning tree, okay, all right, and I'm going to teach you something. In order for spanning tree to work correctly, which is not the case in this scenario, in order for spanning tree to work correctly, the physical layer of your topology needs to be done the way you want it to be in order for spanning tree to run the way you expect it, which this is not the case. Something is going on with switch 4, okay? You're going to have things like this when you buy things off of eBay. Okay, now the two switches that I just got recently, I bought them off of Amazon. Okay, because they're from my home network. All right, and it's the first time I've ever had gigabit switches. In order for me to utilize the 1 gig link coming through files. All right, so I have been for the last 16 years, maybe more, running on 10.100 megabits per second. All right. With no problems. All right. Never did I have an internet speed higher than that, except when I had a 400 link. Okay. All right. And I actually did the things I need to do to get that link to me. But originally, I had to troubleshoot why I could not get the full 400 megabit download links. Well, I was running 100 megabits internet. I mean, a network. Okay. So we succeeded on figuring out what was going on, okay? But most people, even senior guys, miss spanning tree. They don't go back to understand. I mean, they have the understanding, but then again, it's always a missed thing. They're looking for something completely out of the realm of spanning tree, because spanning tree is something that's invisible, hanging in the background. It's not invisible because the show command shows you what's going on, but never in my career have I ever seen this happen in a spanning tree environment. Which again, this is the benefit I get taking my time to help you guys. Okay, this is the byproduct, and I'm so happy I got it all recorded. But nonetheless, that's it. We'll try to do spanning tree once again on the next video, but it won't be today. So I apologize, but good times, okay? So be strong, be determined, be Cisco. Okay, so now, spanning tree has failed me, okay? And it's failed me in an interesting way, and without any concept of troubleshooting and knowing what I should be seeing, there was no way for me to troubleshoot this in the fashion that I did. Now, that means the more you know, the more powerful you are. Okay, knowing how spanning tree works, there's expectations that you should be expecting to see, not seeing that. Now, okay, never have I seen this before. It does not mean that this is not a common thing. Okay? It's just a fact that I've never noticed it, okay? And I've never seen 3500s, all right, or 3550s in the workplace. That's not true. Actually, I've had 3550s, but that was in my CCNA days. Those were switched out with 3560s, but that happened after I had left that contract. But I've never dealt with 3550s mixed with 3560s, 2950s, and a 2960/S. So, like I said, this could be a bug, okay, in the iOS, which you have two ways of doing this in your field, okay, or as you're working on a production network. One is open up a Cisco TAC case, show them what you've noticed, and ask them, is there a bug in this version of iOS with span and trade? Okay. Now you can check that yourself by using the Cisco Cisco bugging tool or Cisco bug tool. Okay, looking up your particular platform in your iOS version, it will tell you what types of bugs that Cisco has found and documented in that particular platform or iOS. Okay, so just because I have not seen it does not mean it's some kind of rare thing. I just got so excited, and still am excited, that it happened as I was recording it. Okay, this is why I don't record as an image. I don't. That's why I record everything from start to finish, including starting from building the lab in Visio. Okay, I don't want you to miss a thing because it's the reality of labbing. All right, so again, be strong, be determined, be Cisco, but at the same time, pay attention to this video. See how long it took me to actually troubleshoot this, but eventually we got it. Okay, and notice that I did not harp on changing cables, remaking cables, because I have a cable tester. Okay, so I know the cable's good. Okay, the weird thing is using the crossover cable that switch 1 did not want to initialize without a straight through cable. That's something I'm gonna have to research later on as well. Don't again, when you buy used equipment, there are weird things that can happen. But like I said, I don't know if this is a common thing between these platforms. That's the beauty of it. Okay, so see you guys later. I'll see you on the next one.